Okay, today we are going to learn how to use a program called Google Drawings to trace a picture. Now, normally I like to use this method when I'm going from a real photograph to making like a cartoon image of someone or something. But in this case, we're going to start with a picture of JackSellington, and we are going to trace the different aspects of Jack until we have several different line drawings that will create our JackSellington. So I'm in my Google Drive, and I'm going to click on the New button. And then I have to scroll all the way down to More and come across to the top app, Google Drawings. Okay, so now we're going to name our file. So I click on Untitled Drawing and I type in JackSellington. Okay. Now the next thing I want to do is set my canvas to the size I want it. So we're going to go to File. We're going to scroll down to Page Setup. We're going to click on Standard 4x3. And we're going to go to Custom. And I'm going to make mine 6 inches by 6 inches. And then I click Apply. If you have not had time to do all of that, pause and go back and do that. And you can pause any time in this video to follow along. Okay, so now I have my canvas. I need to get my image. And I've already got one, and I will put one in the assignment for you. I want us all using the same image. So let's go to Insert, Image, and I'm going to go to where I have it in my computer. It's titled Jackass. So there's the image I want to trace. And now I'm going to make it fill the screen. When I click and drag on these corner nodes, please hold down Shift so that you do not change the ratio. So hold down Shift, click, and drag it bigger. And I'm just going to drag it down like this a little bit. Get it right in the center. Okay, so there's the image I'm going to trace. Now, I need to come to this line tool, and I'm going to click on the down arrow, and I'm going to select the Polyline tool. Now, I like to start by tracing the entire outline of my object. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is trace, so I've got my Polyline tool now, and I'm going to zoom way in. So I'm going to go to View, Zoom. I'm going to zoom to 200% so that my image is nice and big. And then I think I'll start right here at this corner. So you see my little crosshairs? I'm just going to click and drag, click and drag. And I do these little straight lines, but I'm working my way around my object. I think I'll just show you how this works. So I'm going to just do, see, I can go all around like this. And if I do very short lines, even though they're straight lines, it can start to resemble a curved line. And when I connect back to my starting point, then it will become a solid object. So I'm going to undo that. And I'm going to start again. So I just wanted to show you how this tool works a little bit. So now I'm going to just go all around my object. I don't have to be perfect. There is a way I can, and what I don't want to do is do too short a line segment because it will end your line and then you have to start over. So it's better to zoom way in and do a little bit bigger drags, a little bit bigger line segments. Okay, so I'm just working my way around the outside of the object. The most frustrating thing is when you accidentally end a line segment. So never do too short a line segment. How will you know how short is too short? You're going to mess up a couple of times. And that's just the learning experience. Okay, so I know not to go too short. And still, sometimes I do. So, when you're almost done and you mess it up, that's really frustrating. But I'm just trying to trace all around the outskirts. So you might think I follow the bat around, but I'm actually staying outside. So I'm gonna follow Jack's neck to his head. I wonder if I should have done the bat. Well, I'm gonna stick with what I've done. Yes, this is good because this will be my background. Okay. So next time we trace the head, we'll trace inside the line. So it's a little bit smaller. And then when we cut this on a laser, it will give us multiple layers so it'll look cool. Okay. So I'm just trying to go around the outside, and I can use 2-finger click to kind of drag when I need to. So see, I'm just going around the outside. And with any luck, I won't screw up now because it would be a bummer to screw up now. You don't have to be perfect. If you want to make changes, you can do it later. Tight curves like that are a dangerous place to try and go too close together, and that's when you're gonna mess it up. So now I think I'm at my finishing point. There we go. So there's my first layer. Now what I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna change the fill to black. Okay, and there's my design. Now if there's anything I don't like about it, like something that looks too jagged or something, I can, let's see, I can double click on it. Like I get my arrow tool and I double click and it gives me all these little purple dots. Let's say I didn't like that. I can kind of change that a little bit. Okay? So you can use these little dots to kind of fine tune your design a little bit. Okay? And that's our first layer. So now what I can do from here, I'm going to zoom out to 50%. And now what I like to do is this. I just move it over. Okay? And then I can go in and zoom in on something else. Let's go 200. And I'm going to zoom way in on his eyes. So I'm going to zoom in even more than 200. Okay? Let's zoom in 2 more times after 200. And then I'm going to trace his eyes. And I'm going to use, you know what? For his eyes, I can maybe use a shape. So let's get the circle and see if we can just kind of, will it go oval? Yes, I think it will. Okay, let's see if we can maybe double click on, no, it won't do. I don't want to use that, so I'm going to delete that. Oops. Let's backspace. Okay, now let's use the Polyline tool again. So I'm just going to trace around the eye. See how we're kind of making it oval, even though it's really not oval, it's just straight lines. Okay, now what I like to do is fill this in, and then I like to make my outline transparent. Okay, so there's that. If I want to tweak it a little bit, I can double click on it. Okay. Double click, and I can kind of move that around a little bit, get it the way I want it. Okay, so there's my eye. Oh, and you know what? I'll make it white. Okay, and then I'm gonna click on this other eye. I'm gonna get my Polyline tool again, and I'm gonna trace this one. And so it's really just making a lot of layers and tracing the different pieces of your design. And there it did it the way I want it. Let's make sure. I think it gave me transparent, but let's make sure. Okay, so now if I hold down shift, let's get that. And then if I hold down shift, I can select both of these, and I go to arrange and group. And now I can move these eyes as one thing. So now I'm going to zoom back out again, and I'm going to move these eyes over. Let's see. And there I have my eyes on that. Now I would do the white inside of his face, and then after that I'd do the white inside of his neck, and then I'd probably do the eyes and the mouth and the nostrils. Okay? So it's just step by step. I'm going to end this video here.